in a row. Greetings and salutations. Ben here and Aaron there. Y'all right about everywhere. It's global, in fact, and interstellar. Sure, let's go with that too. I'm Ben, you as well. Welcome to the Sunday Night hanging right here on Sundays because that's what the name entails. And, well, it took me 4 years to figure out this name. Just saying. Welcome one, welcome all. If you got a question for either of us, ask away. You can do the @ampersand. That's fancy. Stand it with question marks in front. Stand it with a super chat. Or if you're a member, do a member milestone message. And you know, we got all kinds of stuff to talk about and do and things and stuff. Yep. We got 32 people in here thus far. I suppose we should go to roll call to start things off, Aaron.
Yeah, things are flying by.
Yeah. So first in the chat, over an hour ago was Terry, showing that he has no life. And then 15 minutes later, Paul showed up showing his lack of a life. No, I love both of them. Then we got Ferd Burfel. I hope Ferd's feeling better. He missed the Water Buffalo meeting this week. So hope you're doing better, my friend. We're all talking to each other. Then we got L Bar J in the house. And then we got McCall Music. That's Matt with 1 T. He says, back's fine. My neck's been giving me hell lately. Well, okay. There we are. There's Jim. That's JP Page 2, for those who don't know. Brother Ed. That's Edward R. Nugent Jr. Oh, that's me with, right, all the onions. Right. There's our music-in-law, Ryan Hall, y'all. Complete with new knee. Just saying. True bypass or something. Maybe it's buffered. I'm not sure. Let us know in the chat, Ryan. Who else? There's Ronnie, Graphite and Cigars. I'm going to get in touch with him tomorrow. He's going to help me try to fix on the air conditioning, which Aaron found out about earlier today. He pops in Charles' show and he goes, why are we all talking about electricity? Well, because Ben's melting. And Aaron, you've seen me in the summer. It could be a 3-t-shirt day for me.
Yeah. It's not pretty.
Yeah, I get very moist looking. Wet, as it were. There's Charles75N. Thank you, Charles, for having me on earlier today. That was a bunch of fun. I asked him on Friday night, I'm like, who do you got for a guest this coming Sunday? He goes, I was in the impression it was you. I went, well, there we are. I'm glad I asked. Who else do we got here? I'm mostly okay tonight. Well, that's me every day, Ferd. I'm mostly okay. He's mostly okay. We're all saying hey to each other. There's Michael B., one of our favorite people in the whole wide world. Martian Murray, who's neither Martian nor Murray, but we like him anyways.
Well, it'd be kind of cool if he was a Martian.
It would. But he's a Texan Martian. Martian Texan? Texan Martian. They're all saying hey to each other. There's Hip Metalworks and Searching for Tone. Great to see Brian in here. And Hip. There's Symmetry. Brother Trev is live. I messaged him earlier today. He didn't reply because he was asleep. The voice of Cornhole has survived several weekends of debauchery in the cornhole world. Good to see you, Donnie. Blue Mox is here. Wayne McConnell is here. Awesome. Stephen Franklin's here. Ooh, what up, gents? Easy with the gents. They're all saying hey to each other because we're all. Oh, there's Steve Reza. Steve's here.
Hi, Steve.
All right, I'm going to star his comment because he actually had a question. We'll come back to that. Oh, look at that. See, he's just showing how see, member milestone.
Earl asked what we're drinking. Earl asked what we're drinking.
Earl always asks what we're drinking. I'm drinking lemonade. Let me guess, iced tea. When isn't it iced tea? Mark Spurgeon is here. Great to see Mark. Billy Baloney is here. Time Surfing Alien is here. Rock Daddy is here. Guitar Man 45 is temporarily here because he's at the Token Lounge. Here at the Token Lounge, some backup band is up now on stage, I guess. I forget who he's seeing tonight. Who are you seeing tonight, Bo? I forget. Token Lounge. It sounds like this room, though. I'm just saying.
Yeah, the shoe fits.
Every lounge I'm in is the Token Lounge. You saw Faster Pussycat on Friday night. I know that.
So going back to your air conditioning, when are you getting it fixed?
Oh, hopefully tomorrow, but probably not tomorrow because I need parts and such.
Oh, did you deduce what's wrong with it?
Well, no, Ronnie and I are going to video call, and he's going to walk me through figuring out what it is, hopefully.
Gotcha.
We're hoping it's either a loose connection, which I doubt, or a capacitor, which is fairly common to go on them. Charles said it's a 9 out of 10 chance it's the capacitor. And I believe him because, you know, he's Charles. Ian's Guitar Shack is here. Is Charles asking Ryan if his knee's true bypass? All right, we're there.
Oh, fuck, dude.
84 in the house. Had to fix our AC, right? Yeah, I got up to 83 upstairs. It's 83, 84, right in around there. I'm waiting to open the windows upstairs in another hour or two. Well, after the show, I'll go up and open all the windows. And it's supposed to go down to 70 tonight, so. Dennis Ellis is here. Dime Bag Coins is here.
I don't know. You could put an air mattress down in the studio and sleep there.
I could. Or I could use my old bedroom, but I won't because that bed is worn right out. And my back and hip will be complaining like son of a bitch. Patrick Trice in the house.
I've seen you on an air mattress in JJ's garage. You'd be fine there.
Ah, that was a foam mattress.
Oh, well then never mind.
Yeah. Eston Ray is here. And we getting caught up? I'm 2 minutes behind. All right. They're all say, oh, Arf is here. Ooh, Ben and esteemed guest. Wow.
Hello.
There's Dark Rob, aka BC Rich 581. I don't know if Rob caught at the end of last Monday's show, just for him because he likes to go dark. I started playing REM's Everybody Hurts.
Oh, I love REM.
Just that simple D to a G.
Yeah, I love REM.
I liked REM better when Michael Stipe had hair. Just saying.
I don't think I care. I love Michael Stipe.
All right, I'm caught up. Cool. Welcome one, welcome all. We got Aaron back. Plays in one of them rock and roll outfits. Just saying. So if you have questions about playing in a rock and roll outfit, he can help out with that.
It's true.
As well as the man knows tone. Just saying. There's Mark Taft. About time. Just saying. So,
yeah. I'm excited because I'm spending July 4th down in Nashville.
Yes. It's not often I get jealous of travel these days since I'm a hermit. But Aaron's like, going down hanging out with our friend Perry for a weekend in Nashville. And I went, you're a dink.
Yep.
But you deserve not deserve being a dink, but deserve the trip.
Yeah, you know. But of course, I messaged RJ. He's going to be in California shooting a music video with Transatlantic Radio.
Oh, really?
So there shall be no RJ that weekend.
He's a hermit too.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
But
and
yeah,
I'm just
hanging out in guitar shops in Nashville. There's worse things to do. I would avoid Broadway altogether.
Oh, absolutely. But I will be. I'm excited because I'm going to go over and check out Zach's new shop. I haven't been there, obviously.
High voltage guitars.
Yes. So I will check out that, and then I'll hit the normal stomps. I haven't been to the new
Noble space into his own space, obviously.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the extra space became
Plaza. I wonder is Novo.
No, I don't think so. I think they left that. They used to be in the same plaza with Novo. Novo expanded.
Right.
They moved to their own place. Then the extra space, I believe, they turned into high voltage that they had.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I'm gonna go and check out that. I haven't been to Carter since it relocated, so check out that. Groons, Rumble Seat, all them.
Sure. Ryan says, Aaron, you should come visit me. I'm 89 miles south of Nashville.
I'm already driving 7.5 hours, dog. You drive up. Yeah, I was like, you drive up. I'm not going another 89 miles.
Billy says he's going to Nashville in November, which is much smarter than going there in July.
He's not wrong about that.
Yep.
But the way it's been around here, fuck, it doesn't matter what state you're in. I mean,
it's all hot.
It's been 90s with humidity. Fuck.
Yep.
So it doesn't matter where I'm at now. Everywhere is hell on earth.
I'm curious what the temperature has gone down to. Oh, we're down to 83. And look at this, folks. A heat warning until 9 a.m.
Well, now you've got me curious.
And yeah.
What'd you say you're at right now? 80 what?
83.
I'm at 88.
And it feels like 86 because it's 79% humidity.
I'm at 88 and it feels like if...
They don't say it, just it makes me feel warmer. It's like, yeah, no kidding.
Not mine. My feel like is 90 because I've got currently it says 64% humidity. I don't fucking buy that, but that's what it says.
And here it's already gone up a degree. We're up to 71.2 with 77% humidity in. There's no fret sprout on a guitar in here. I'm just saying that right now. No fret sprout.
Graphite Cigars is 88 like I am, but he's got 93% humidity. Fucking hell, where is he at?
Who?
Graphite and Cigars.
Ronnie's in Florida.
Oh, well, that explains the humidity. Never mind. Not so surprised anymore.
This is true. Yeah, it's all fine in the winter. But,
I made the joke. I made the joke. My older brother's in Alaska, and I told my dad for the first time ever it might be the best weather in this country.
Right.
Oh,
so true. Children of the corn love the heat. I don't. Well, I prefer heat over cold.
Not me. I'll take cold over hot, even though I hate cold too.
Well, the cold gets into the bones more than the heat gets into the bones.
Yeah, see, but cold, I can keep putting shit on me until eventually I'm just under a house full of blankets and shit, and I'm warm. Hot, you get naked, that's it. There ain't no more cold. You've got the air on, you've got the overhead fan on, you're butt naked, not working, nothing you can do.
I did buy a couple of fans over the last couple of weeks.
Smart move.
One of those turbo fans. That's for when it gets really hot. I just put that up the end of the couch. Get a wind chill going. We got Eddie Fay in the house and the gambler himself, Dan Sullivan. What's up, Dan? How you feeling? How you doing? How's Northern Ontario? I can say that because it's more northern than me. He's north. He's fucking north. Like, you know how long you drive south to get to Nashville? If I drive that long north, I might make it to Dan's place.
Oh shit, that's way far north.
And I'm still in Ontario, of course. You can go naked around here. But I don't complain. Hey, it's Cousin Doug who was on last week. That's the Down and Back Cornhole podcast to the uninitiated.
Oh, boy.
Northeast and 71 degrees. Beautiful.
How about Doug's comment?
And I agree, Dimebag, that Edmonton is Canada's northernmost major city by a long shot. Fuck, even if they didn't exist, Calgary would then be by a long shot, right? Like, you guys are just north to begin with. Doug, 2 rats going on in a wolf. Oof.
Yeah, so that's a vivid image.
The Ubi is here. I'm not here. I melted in this heat. You're getting a view from the melted Ubi. Yeah, I know the feeling. We're melting here too. So,
hey, speaking of Edmonton, I am not a hockey fan, but didn't they just lose?
Yeah, they lost Florida again for the second year in a row, I believe. Meh, whatever. Hockey.
Yeah.
You know, I don't do hockey. Doug does hockey. I don't do hockey.
Yeah, I don't do hockey.
Yeah. Patrick Trey says, I drove across Ontario. It took days. And the sad part, it feels like weeks.
Oh, I bet. It's probably not much to see.
Right. Oh, right. I had a pinned comment. Steve Steve commented, hi, everyone. Cheers. Aaron, what was one of the funniest times you had or coolest places you've got to play?
Oh, Jesus. they're going to be two different things. I mean, there's been a lot of cool places that we've played. Funniest? I played a venue. Yeah, that was pretty.
It's like funny as in absurd because I've been to a few of those. I'm like, did they not look up our band before they booked us here? You know, it'd be like my metal band in Drop C playing a children's party, you know, or something. Yeah.
I remember the band that we were on tour with that I was in played in Arvada, Colorado, and I can't remember if we picked up the date because we had an off day or if we actually had booked it from the start as this. But when we showed up, it was like coffee house, like acoustic guitar only type deal. So we like showed up and started unloading the van, and they like freaked the fuck out. They're like, what are you doing with all that? And we're like, we're playing a show. And they're like, no, you can't have all that. That's going to be loud. And I'm like, yeah. So I remember like my band got the day off and got to do all the drinking for free because the bands were comp drinks. And I went up there and played my way through. I think I did a Counting Crows cover because I'm like, shit. I'm like, what am I going to do here? Yeah, that was pretty funny. Just because that guy was shitting his pants when he saw the gear coming out of the band.
He's like, what's the worst place you played? Well, there's been a lot of those.
I
did, we were headlining a festival that was held. It was an indoor festival, essentially, multi-stage in this complex that I thought did all kinds of events, but it turns out mostly weddings.
Yeah, totally different ball game, wedding, rock concert.
Yeah, but like some of the wedding venue places, they're just big like conference rooms, you know, essentially. Possibly, and sometimes with a dais or stage on one end, so it actually works for live music. This place, however, this room had the dance floor, let's say on one side of the room, whatever, and then not one, but two tiers on three sides of seating. So you kind of played in the bottom of this bowl kind of thing. The back line I asked for, Aaron, was 200-watt heads with 412 cabs. I was given one of those and a Blues Junior.
Perfect mix.
The Blues Junior lasted 2 songs before it started making noise because when I hit a chord in Drop C, it vibrated, it danced on the floor, and I went, okay. To which, when we were done our set, which was cut remarkably short, the promoter came running up to me because he wanted to get a hold of me before we left because he said, "You have to pay for that amp." I said, "Why?" He says, "You destroyed that amp." I said, "That's not my problem. What did I request?" I'm like, yeah, that's not a 412 100 watts. That's 15 watts and a single 10. That's not good.
Yikes.
Trying to get into songs that we've had to play live. Oof. Yeah. The guy who's paying us, his wife wants to do Mustang Sally. Well, I guess we're fucking playing Mustang Sally.
Thank God I've never been in a cover band. I couldn't do that, man. That's tough.
Pays well, but causes alcoholism.
I'd believe that. I'd absolutely believe that.
Yeah, because you do turn in some nights, you know, people are wrapped and they love it, you know, they're just like, oh, this is awesome. You know, same as original music, focused, absolutely love it. But then other times it's just you're just ambience, you're just background music, you're a jukebox.
Yeah, I don't think I could handle that.
That's right. Well, I wasn't going to bring it up, but yeah, playing a family reunion was an interesting gig too. It was earlier the same day that we had to play the festival. So we brought our acoustic stuff along to play on the porch at the family reunion, which was a nice little warm-up for the festival later that evening, I guess. And yes, Dimebag, backline provided. We were fortunate, you know, well, or unfortunate, depending on how you look at it. Halftime, I'd rather bring my own gear than use backline provided gear because usually backline provided gear is no bueno. Because they never go to Long McQuay to rent the gear. You know, 9 times out of 10, it's the promoter's shitty-ass gear that he owns that's been beat to death.
I never got to play anything that was, like, catastrophically bad. Like, we blew up a PA system a couple of times. I had to keep like I'd be in the middle of singing, and all of a sudden it'd just go out, and then all of a sudden they'd flip it back on, and it'd go back on. So you miss the second verse, but you're back for the chorus. I had that happen. That was at an outdoor festival. That was pretty funny. That was the you're gonna love the name of it, but it's not what you're thinking of. It's called the Green Fest.
It's not.
No, it was about like corn and fucking like agriculture and shit. And like I remember they had stuff on how to convert your van into like an oil van instead of running on gas. You ran on
like biodiesel.
Yeah, you ran on that shit.
Old cooking oil, essentially.
Yeah.
Ronnie says he opened for the opening act for L7 once. We're invited to play 3 songs before the opening act. We only got 1 song in before catastrophic gear failure. That happens.
Yeah, thankfully I haven't had too much of that. I did one of the coolest things that ever happened. We were playing the Reverb Room in Cedar Falls, Iowa, and the promoter, the show had technically been canceled because it was us from Illinois and a Casket Life from Arizona, and then it was supposed to be like 2 locals. Well, the 2 locals dropped, and they never like told anyone that they technically canceled the show. So us and the Casket Life show up to this venue, carry our 412s and our 8x10s up this fucking flight of stairs that's like damn near vertical to the 2nd story. We get up there and they're like, "What are you doing here?" And we're like, "Here's the fucking show. Like, we're from Chicago, they're from Phoenix." And they're like, "Oh, yeah, the 2 locals dropped off." And we're like, "Okay, well, I guess we're playing for each other." So literally it was the bartender, us playing to a Casket Life, and the Casket Life playing to us. Mm-hmm. But we got to drink all we could drink. So we were throwing back PBRs, and their like road manager jumped up on the stage, and he was already hammered, and he hit like the backup singer had one of those round bass mic stands.
Oh yeah.
And those can kind of waddle if you step on them. Well, he jumped up onto the stage, and it went whack and just split his lip like in half. Like this guy now had 2 lips. Yeah. Bleeding everywhere. He's laughing like a hyena. They're a punk band. We're like, holy shit. So we finished that show, and then we decided to share a hotel room with them. So we split a hotel room. My guys and them all got all blazed out of their mind. I'm over here pouring Night Train. Is that what it's called? It's a really ghetto wine. I'm drinking like half a PBR, pouring Night Train into it, and then slamming the whole beer. I tell my band, I got to go to the car and get my bag. I go to the van. Everyone blacks out. Nobody lets me back into the hotel. So I had to sleep in the frickin' van. And then I remember probably about 7:00 in the morning, I opened the side door, and I'm just standing there, no shirt on, just peeing into the parking lot, scratching my belly, and my eyes kind of like refocus. And here comes a family holding their daughter's hand as they're going to go into the hotel room. And I'm like,
so
I was like, oh shit. So that's about the
crazy. Eric? Good to see you, my friend. And there's my knees hurt. Yay. Oh, I have a waterfall going down my back due to my ponytail. Oh, fuck.
Well, hey, man, no AC in this weather.
I was going to get my hair cut yesterday, and I forgot. And now I regret. What's up, Vox Guitars Rock?
How much hair were you going to get cut off?
Oh, half.
Holy shit. How long is it right now?
Long enough.
Holy fuck.
Like I say, I can lose a foot or 2.
I was going to say, dog, if your hair was wet, it might touch the bottom of your ass crack.
Oh, it's wet.
Fucking brutal.
Yep. Summer's here, and the time is right for melting in my seat. Bad luck combined with bad timing. Yeah. I'm surprised Doug didn't lock me out of the trailer a few times. Not because he passed out, but spite.
I wouldn't be shocked if he had.
Arf is moving to the Windsor area, so he's going to feel all the heat real soon. I've spent a summer in Windsor. That was hot. Especially when the wind came out of the north, and you just smelled Detroit, which...
Not the scent you're going for, huh?
Nope. Oh, the cats found Paul's keyboard again. You can tell by the way that they spell. Cats are terrible spellers, Aaron.
Your cat woke up and threw up everywhere.
Twice. Yeah. The first was just pure liquid, and then there was a lump in the other one. Which, right next to the air intake for the furnace. So, could have in there, and then, that, yeah. Triple Black is the next band, according to Bo. Bo can't hear us. He can see us. See, I'll do this so he knows that we know that we're, yep. Rock on. He's taking videos, hopefully. You taking videos? He can't hear me.
I was like, I don't know.
It was all vertical video. I said, Bo, great video. Can you just,
turn it sideways?
Yeah. We're old men. We like horizontal display. We don't watch TikToks. Well, Doug, down in back corner, he does TikTok because I think
he does.
A teenage girl.
Of course he does.
Yeah. I'm like, what the fuck, Doug? Why are you doing TikTok?
What the fuck, Doug? The way you said that was great. So disapproving. Oh, what the fuck, Doug? That's fucking great. Oh, shit.
It is like spontaneous combustion temp today. I agree, Box.
What the fuck, Doug?
Oh, I love Dimebag's comment. I paid a lot for my horizontal monitor. Don't disrespect my purchase.
Oh, purchase validation needed.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking great.
Yeah. Yeah, Canucks have a unique sense of humor. Just saying.
Well, I'm an idiot. I laugh at almost anything. Well, that was great. It was so nuanced.
You subscribed to me years ago, obviously.
Now, to be fair, I subscribed after I watched a video of you walking through a screen door.
Yeah.
I was like, this is the guy for me. Subscribe.
Yeah.
God. Oh, fuck. That's funny.
Was that 2018 or 2019?
Well, we went to the 2019 Summer NAMM.
Yeah, we did do that. Hey, Marcel. Comment ça va? Yeah, everyone's like, oh, Nashville's going to be so hot. You can't handle Nashville. And then when we got there, I bring up the temp, and I'm like, look, it's hotter at home by 2 degrees than here. And people are like, how is that possible? I'm like,
well, then once you actually, like, I never actually paid attention to that part of Canada in regards to America, but it's like, you're pretty fucking far down south.
Not bad. Well, wait, not even closest, like, say, Windsor area is way further south. But you got wind traditionally goes west to east. It goes across Lake Michigan, gets moisture, and goes across Lake Erie, moisture. Lake Ontario, moisture. So as such, it keeps everything much warmer for whatever reason. Milder winters and just like, Georgia in the summer. Or Nashville. And I'm still a sweater when it comes to that one. Aaron kept driving further south on the road trip to Nashville, and we kept getting stops. He's just like, you're soaked every time. I'm like, I know. If there's not wind, I need wicking at all times. I need wicking. It was fun, though, from what I remember.
It was absolutely a good time.
Yep.
It's going to be interesting because I know his new house, the garage, like Chris was telling me, and then Perry mentioned it again. Like they redid what would have been the garage is now like an on-site suite. Like you've got your own room and bathroom and everything. So
nice.
Originally, because normally I have the kids on the 4th, which is great, and we go and see the fireworks and everything. But the way that this year's schedule shook out, she's off, so she's going to take them to the lake house in Michigan. So I was like, what the fuck am I going to do? And then I was like, wait a minute. I got me some PTO. I'm going to use that. And then I was like, Perry, are you free on the 4th? And he was like, well, yes, my aunt is leaving earlier that week. And I was like, it's on then. Let's do it.
Right.
Yeah, I got to decide if I'll probably end up picking up something while I'm down there. I don't know what.
Hey, Pedal effects. Makers of. Just saying. We like stomp boxes, the two of us. We dig stomp boxes.
It's true. I have a couple sitting behind me. My daughter was making a comment the other day. It was hilarious because I had the live board out. And she was like, you've got a lot of pedals. And I was like, I'm looking at the board. I'm like, there's only like 9 on there. And I'm like, that's only 9. And then she like spins around. She's like 10, 11, 12, 13. And she's like, the board that's in the closet has how many? And I'm like, oh, I don't know, 20. And then she's like, how many are in the closet? I'm like, I don't know, 40.
Mine actually go off the board by the
You
tuner
just
is actually on the board, but since it's carpet, it's on Velcro next to the board.
You just keep adding on to it?
Yeah. I just looked 14 on the board, and I'm expanding because I got a 3-foot cable to go from one row to the next one, but with 90s instead of straight on it. So that's room for an extra pedal right there.
Well, dude, see now, and this is a conundrum. My favorite fuzz is the Xander Circuitry Foxton Woods, based off an old Fox Tone machine. And it's got a rotary for all different clipping options. Like I've told you before, he was doing the rotary clipping thing way before it happened over here. All of his pedals, the Rat, Percolator, Muff, all of them have always had clipping options. So anyways, I love that fucking pedal. I have 2 of them. I have the older version on the studio board and then a new version on the live board. However, Keeley came out with half of my idea that I had and presented to John Cusack in 2019, the Octosi, which has the octave on one foot switch and the fuzz on the other. So now I'm thinking maybe if I take off the octave from my board and I take off the Foxton Woods and get an Octosi, then I have the octave and the fuzz there, which opens up one space for me to put either a flanger or a harmonic tremolo, one of the two.
Bo's texting me. Hey, look at this Jackson this guy has. All right, easy. It's kind of like a Kelly, is it not?
That is definitely a Kelly.
Come on, focus. There we go.
Is that a Kelly, or isn't there somebody who makes a Warrior? Is that the Warrior?
It is a Jackson.
I'm going to look. That might be a Jackson Warrior.
Focus. Chat, help us out. Help Bo out.
That could be a Jackson Warrior.
If we get really close. Oh, it don't like me. There we go.
That is a Jackson Warrior. I am correct.
Are you going to play one of Albus's best tunes tonight, Blue Mox S? I'm not set up to do that. I could, but I'm not set up.
I was like, it's on YouTube. You can go check it out. Or the old Spotify's and all that.
Excuse me.
Michael Krauser's a book. My daddy owns 100 pedals.
Oh, yeah. So Pedal was asking favorite analog pedal currently. Oh, Jesus Christ, that's a lot of fun. See, I'm pretty sure all Keeley stuff is digital these days. I know it is digital these days because if you watch his factory tour, he can reprogram the same pedal to make it into 14 different pedals. So,
I know he still does analog stuff, like his drives are analog, but that's about it.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the Keeley Vintage Phaser, which I'm assuming is all analog. Thank you, Eston. So I still really love that phaser. Keeley Custom Shop Vintage Phaser, I should say, Aaron, just so I sound even more pretentious. No, it's not just a boutique pedal builder. It's a custom shop within the boutique pedal builder.
CE2 is analog, right?
Yeah, I texted you, Bo. It's he can't hear us.
No.
The guy's playing the fucking Jackson Warrior. He ain't hearing shit.
Hey, out of the old Boss choruses,
Yes.
the CH5 and all those are all analog, right?
Yeah, CE2 is the best.
Yeah, but is the CH5 analog too?
That
was out in the 90s. I'd imagine it was analog.
It should be analog then if it's 90s.
Yeah.
You mean
well,
CE5.
I love the Caroline Somersault chorus, and I'm fairly confident that is completely analog. I always like he's got the Havoc switches where when you step on that, whatever the effect is ends up maxing out.
And like of course, I'm morally and financially obligated to mention our good friend Lawrence at LPD Pedals.
Yes.
All his stuff is analog.
I still have the Vermin on the studio board, which he doesn't. I don't think that's even like a.
That hasn't been a thing for a while.
Yeah, I was gonna say I know he does special releases of
Tom Raines. Well, it morphed into the 109 essentially, the 109 distortion, which is a 4-knob Vermin, which a fellow might have the prototype of back there from a birthday hang several years ago.
Gnarly.
Which I also put a battery clip in it.
Still a massive fan of this. This pedal's always been one of my favorites.
What's that, Earthquaker?
No, Walrus 385. It's like the projector Filmo sound projector drive.
Okay. Hey, J Guitars and CD Lamp Duo. CD Lamp Duo says, are those West Creek guitars any good? If they're what I think they are, no.
This is gnarly. I got this in Anaheim a couple of years ago. The Ghost of Kiev. Nice. It's an actual Ukrainian-built Fuzz with old Russian transistors. That thing sounds fucking rad.
I bet it does.
Yeah, I had that on my board while I was waiting on the. When I was waiting for
with West Creek guitars.
West Creek, I have no idea.
They're a low-end acoustic. That's my understanding.
Well, let's find out.
Possibly made by Godin.
Well, they make good guitars.
Yeah, but not all of their guitars are great. They make some cheap-ass guitars. I'm just saying.
West Creek guitars? Interesting.
Don't know Michael Krause.
I have never heard of this brand, but the very first place you can buy them is Amazon, which is not a good starting point.
That's usually a big red flag for me.
$209 to $247 with 30-day returns. Yeah, I'm gonna pass.
Yeah, that's a guitar-shaped object.
Yeah.
And I won't even say that. I don't think personally, Aaron, none of those guitars are even good mod platforms because you got to have good wood to start. You need a good foundation, and they use like basswood or just poplar. Like,
oh man, these I don't know how they're not getting lawsuited. The very first guitar I saw looks like one of the fuck do they? You know the like
Silva in the house. What's up, class, man?
The guitar that looks like a tiger, the ESP that what's his name plays. George Lynch.
Oh yeah.
The very first guitar they have is a reverse headstock George Lynch looking guitar.
Yeah, Ukrainian-built amp, Crab Benzin, the VH4, all Russian components. It's a beast.
I'd believe you.
Cool.
Like I said, that fuzz is gnarly. It's basically like a cascaded. Forget what's his exact wording on it, because that's the company only is sold at the guitar and amp shop in North Hollywood, and it is.
I can't play this. I just if they're I don't know. I don't even consider them beginner guitars. Like if you're going to have for a couple of months and need to move on from it, that's like a guitar to buy while your other guitar is in for repair.
Here you go. The Woodcraft Audio Ghost of Kiev. Handcrafted germanium-based fuzz using original Soviet Union transistors inspired by the legendary pilot, the Ghost of Kiev. It has germanium input stage and two germanium transistors followed by 4 big muff stages, but with 1 diode clipping section instead of the standard muffs 2, and has a 2-band tone stack. That thing is rad. Like, what was cool is we went to that shop, and like I said, this guy basically sells a bunch of stuff Ukrainian. Like, I know he helps out the guys from what's Killer Guitar Company, the Ukrainian one. You know who I'm talking about. Laz bought one of them.
Of course he did. I don't know. I know of them. I couldn't tell you.
Why the hell am I forgetting the name of that? Somebody's going to know.
I'm familiar with, like, FMIC products and Gibson Corp products, and that's pretty much it these days.
What the hell is the name of that company? Henning's a big proponent of them. I almost bought one of their, like, olive drab, like, Mustang looking things, but I was like, oh man, 3G is a little expensive. I mean, it was unbelievable. They've got, like, brass tunable string tree, nut. Like, you can intonate at the nut individual. Their works of art. They're unbelievable. Valiant. There you go. Thank you very much, Steve. My brain's not alive. So anyways, that shop helps out the guys at Valiant. Like, when they're in for NAMM, he helps them out. So he has their stuff. He has that Woodlife Fuzz pedal company, and they've got
Van Haskell.
You
put me down a rabbit hole this week, Eddie, with your Exodor comment the other night. Oh man, I've been going to Exodor for the win.
Yeah, Valiants are excellent guitars. But anyways, they had like eight different fuzz pedals. So we actually sat there and I plugged in every one of those things and was jamming. They were shooting videos of them, and at the end I was like, all right, I'm getting that Ghost of Kiv. That thing's killer.
Nice. I'm actually with the pedal board expansion putting a fuzz back on my board.
And what fuzz are you going to put back on the board?
Oh, well, speaking of big muff shaped objects, my Stinger fuzz from TL Pedals, which is no longer in business, but still a great pedal. So,
for sure,
which makes it even rarer, I guess. But
rarer.
Yeah. So basically, it's a modded big muff with a added mid control, which I need because I don't like the scoopiness of a muff. So yeah, you got a tone and a mid. So.
Yeah, I think the next two things I'm going to do, like I said, I've been arguing with myself. Even though the Foxton Woods is my favorite fuzz, I can get one more pedal on the board if I get the Keeley Octasai, because then I can take the octave pedal off and put something else there.
Yeah, but isn't the Octasai just an octave up?
Remember my idea in 2019 with the octaves? Now, they only did half of it.
First of all, Aaron, 2019. How many weed agos was that? How many ounces of weed was that ago?
A metric fuck ton.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so I remember you had a design.
Yeah. And my idea was you could replace a Pog and a fuzz pedal, a Pog, and also like your octaver by having a 3-button pedal where you could simultaneously click in just the down octave, then the next one's the up octave, and then the third one is the fuzz. Took like 2 years or whatever, but then you figure the dudes that do a lot of work, Copper Sound, they came out with the Jack White thing that has octave down, octave up, and I think it might be a fuzz. It's very similar. And I was like, you motherfuckers, I had that idea and told John Cusack about it years ago. And now Keeley has the Octasai, which is big muff on one side, and then his octave pedal, which is polyphonic, is really cool because you can do 2 octaves down with an octave up. You can do a fifth, fourth, all of that type of shit. You can have it latching, non-latching, so you could turn it into like a whammy pedal. You could turn it into like the drop pedal and just have it down for that. So I'm thinking if I get that, then I can take my octave pedal off the live board and put on either a harmonic trem or a flanger. Not that I need more.
My trem.
I don't need more. Oh, I love that pedal.
Yeah, I didn't like the trem though, because I'm not big on the ping ponging. So I wanted dual mono, which you can't really do. But I changed it from the sine to the harmonic trem.
The harmonic trem is the only reason I'd buy that pedal. I love their harmonic trem.
Way better.
Way better. Dude. I thought you were using harmonic the whole time, and that way, when you said you didn't like it, I was gonna go, "Are you fucking nuts?" Like the harmonic.
No, it's the ping ponging. I don't need the ping ponging.
No. The harmonic trem is
great.
great.
But it's interesting that trem behaves more like a phaser in many ways too. It sounds very phasey at times.
Yep.
Super.
I have. If I were gonna put on harmonic trem on this board, I have the Earthquaker Nightwire. I love that pedal. I could put that on the board. A crazy trem is on the studio board. I have the Old Blood Noise Endeavors Blacktooth, which is one trem is harmonic and the other is, God, my brain's not working tonight. The fuck is the other word? Amplitude. Jesus Christ. And you can have them both on at the same time. You can have one going into the other. You can have them off each other's beat. You can have them synced. That thing's gnarly.
Nice.
I don't think they make that anymore.
Yeah. And heads up, folks, I got Charles Green joining me next Sunday.
Charles Green.
Not that I booked him while he was in Charles's chat earlier today.
Hey, you do what you got to do, man.
I was barely awake. All right.
Don't knock the hustle. I'm barely awake right now. As I couldn't remember the word fucking amplitude. Are you kidding me?
My favorite tremolo is it's actually upstairs in the display case. What is it called? The Cattle and Bread. Semi-sound, semi-something, semisonic.
I know which one you're talking about.
And it's the OG one in the horizontal layout as opposed to vertical.
Yeah. Now, if I decide to go flanger, it's going to be one of two, because the best sounding flanger I've ever played is the Thorpe Camouflage. That thing's unbelievable.
Okay.
But they're not cheap. Like, even used, they're like $235 US. Like, they ain't cheap.
I've done a long search for a flanger.
That thing's the best. That's
my
current
flanger, Aaron, is almost as old as you.
Was it a Boss?
No, it's a Korg.
Oh, okay.
Modeled off the Yamaha flanger pedal. It's basically the same circuit, just different logo on the box.
So
from 1982, Aaron.
I would I'd spend the money and get the camouflage, or I would do one of the old Alexander pedals F13.
And the Boss flanger isn't bad.
No, it's not bad at all.
That's what I started with.
Those would be one of the two flangers I would get.
Enjoy the classic flanger too. It's a touch noisy.
But I've had that with the airplane on it, the white one with the black lettering.
Like, it's ridiculous for how cheap it was, how good a flanger it is.
I tell you what, I stand by it. They're built for like dog shit, but the best line of pedals, my favorite line of pedals, is the Ibanez sound tanks, the plastic ones. Those things are fucking rad. I've had every one of them.
Dimebag has a question. I was looking at adding a roller bridge to my Les Paul for coolness, but it looks like the cheap ones introduce play into the system and string bends. What do you think? Yeah, don't cheap out. Never buy cheap bridges. You're going to lose sustain. You're going to lose tone. Buy a quality one. You're going to increase your sustain. You're going to increase your tone. And it's pretty much a must if you have a bagel stick.
Yeah.
Bagel sticks need roller saddles.
You need good tuners, a good nut, and a good bridge.
Yeah. But if it's standard Les Paul, if you're just swapping out standard saddles for a roller saddle, just make sure it's quality. And nice with the brass rollers are really nice. No, easy, Eddie. It's not 2019 anymore.
Ooh. Michael Kraus, Sunflower Trem is awesome. That's a good shout.
Is Geiger considered decent for a non-pro?
What are we asking?
I haven't got it in hand, but from what I've seen, I'd go at least Godo or higher.
William De Silva's got a roller bridge. I wonder, William, you should tell him which roller bridge you're using.
Yeah.
Because
Geiger is a newer company. I'm not I know of them. I'd like to get their stuff in my hand to see, but Godo is good. I'm a bit of a snob. If I was to replace the bridge on a Les Paul with an aftermarket bridge, it probably wouldn't be roller unless I'm using a Bigsby, but I'd go with an FU-tone bridge. because
Those
Adam
are
knows
great.
tone. Yeah, well, he's got a Geiger one. He likes it, so there's that.
I've recently played on one of the Tom Bukovac bridges. Those things are rad.
Mm-hmm.
Those like compensated ones.
Yeah, at the wraparound Music City Bridge.
Yeah, Music City. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Him and Glazer.
Yeah, that thing's good.
I think Glazer really designed it, and then Book promotes it.
Yeah, I like Hipshot makes good stuff. I don't know about for a roller bridge, but I like Hipshot bridges.
Hipshot's great. Great hardware.
Yeah, big
Thank
fan.
you, Perry. I
still
wrap
like
a bridge on my Gretsch, but I don't need one of those Nashville or Music City bridges because it's got adjustable saddles. So I'm good.
Well, and really those were built to fix the old ones that were never aligned correctly. You know, like if you've got a vintage one, you'll notice that like they're always cockeyed, so you can never get.
Well, they're cockeyed. They're supposed to be cockeyed, but the problem was if you look at the original ones, there's no peak. Like you'll see some people, you can file a peak into it to get the compensation for the B string, but look at your standard tailpiece on a Les Paul because that's what the bridge was. The tailpiece was the bridge.
Oh yeah.
That's all that same.
I got a Les Paul behind me. I was just looking.
Yeah, that tailpiece was the original junior bridges. Boy, and the original Les Paul. I know the original Les, not the original Les Paul bridge because that trapeze thing, the fucking screw sticking through it.
Yeah, it was a couple of weeks ago. Me and the kids went up and we're at Guitar Center, and this was fun because we hadn't been up there in years. They hadn't been. I have obviously, but they're jamming on the drums, and it was fun because my son was big time into the drums, and I'm like, oh, I see a future. I got a kit in the garage, baby. It's not set up, but if the day comes where you should,
Grandpa's gonna fucking love that.
Well, you can always put little carpet squares and shit on the snare and the toms and stuff. It'll deaden it down.
Does he wear hearing aids? You just turn them down.
No, he doesn't, but that's funny. My aunt has hearing aids, and we make fun of her all the time. Because she'll go, what? And I'll be like, turn that shit up.
Isn't Wilkinson a house brand now? Nope. No, Trevor Wilkinson has been designing shit for decades.
The best thing about Wilkinson, and I mean this, it kind of works against him, though. He makes everything from your really cheap, you don't have a lot of money, you just need something, all the way up to your creme de la creme, top of the line.
This thing. It's all Wilkinson hardware and pickups.
Yeah, I mean, he does everything from dirt cheap to amazing. So it kind of works against him because if the only Wilkinsons you've ever used or played are, your entry level, $25 pickup, like you think that he's a more affordable.
It's ridiculous. These things are like ridiculously cheap. You can buy them on Amazon, but
they're good.
These are like some of the stratiest pickups I've ever stratified. And even like Shanahan came over and he was A-being with his Mexican Telly that he was thinking of swapping the pickups out of. And the difference with his was if he puts his volume on 8.5, it was these pickups on 10 because these are lower output, which that's the key to a Strat. The lowest possible output pickups. Anemic. I can't stress enough. They have to be anemic.
Trev Wilkinson is a legend in the industry for a reason.
Looks like Marcel says Wilkinson belongs to Music Lily now.
Oh, did he sell it?
Well, again, he's been around for decades.
I was going to say the guy's 158 years old, so
right.
But I mean, yeah, I've met him a couple of times. He is incredibly nice, hilarious guy. Dude, maybe I just have British humor, but that guy's funny as hell.
That thing's in tune. I haven't played this in ages. It's in tune. Perfect.
Yeah, I think, but if
Sprout. Go figure.
If I recall, I think Wilkinson does everything by tiers. Like I want to say, the R series is like some of the higher end stuff.
Yeah, like any OEM manufacturer. Do you want the $20 tuners, the $50 tuners, the $200 tuners? What do you want?
Yeah,
we'll make it do whatever spec you want.
Well, and to put it in perspective, you figure that bridge that was designed and is on the Sirs, on the Pete Thorne, that's a Wilkinson.
Mm-hmm.
The one that locks the string in place?
Yep.
That's all Wilkinson.
Mm-hmm. Does that mean vintage guitars are Music Lily now? That'd be more of a question for Steve Cassidy than for me. I'm not aware.
Yeah, I don't know. Vintage guitars are great, though. I'll tell you that.
Fuck, $250 used.
Dude, there are so many brands, and I've
They
said
wanted
this,
$350 for it, but I said no.
I've said this before. I very rarely buy new gear. I buy used gear all the time.
Right.
And some of the best things are that we have so many good brands now that your Fender and Gibson have your resale value. Fender, Gibson, Martin, Taylor, those are your resale.
Yep.
So if you're going to buy something with the thought process of, I'm going to sell this down the line, yeah, it makes sense to pick up one of those because you're going to get the most money back for it. But if you're actually buying it to keep it or to play it, there are so many fucking brands that you can buy that are awesome. Mm-hmm. Perfect example, dude. Reverend. I love Reverend guitars.
Yes, you do.
I mean, a brand new Reverend's going to cost you somewhere in that 12 to 15, depending on what you're getting. Mm-hmm. You can get a Reverend used for $600 to $900 all day, every day, every model.
Mm-hmm. There is the hotter pickups can sound good, but those would be very hot. 5.9 to me is a very hot pickup, especially for most Strats are like 3.5, which is like really low because you get that glassiness. It's just amazing.
I still haven't rebuilt that frickin' Strat body. The Strat, remember the like 70s or 67 Telly body that I have. Now I did finally remember what that body was from. Everyone was asking me, and I was like, it was a Japanese Telly. It was a Kingston, which was part of, if I recall, maybe. Hold up, I'm gonna find out right now because I don't want to misquote this, but because I know I'm going to.
Yeah, I don't mind Reverends. Again, to quote Michael Cross, they have shit distribution in Canada. You can't find a Reverend in Canada.
Well, here's a 68 of the Kingston Telly in 1968. It's the exact one that I have. It's just I only have like the pick guard, the body. I have the ashtray cover, like I have that stuff. But I'm gonna put a Warmoth neck on this thing, and I'm gonna put in some Fralins. One of these days. I've been saying this for frickin' ever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just looking at it, you can tell it's made by Teisco. It's a Teisco offshoot. Which is great that I don't have the neck, because that was always the problem with Teiscos. You could never intonate them and the neck's curved.
And they're huge.
Yeah. So, but in terms of the body, I'm like, okay, I've been saying now since 2016 when I got it, 2017, that I'm going to do it. Haven't done it. I need to do that. I need to do that.
Yeah. I'm just becoming such a guitar snob with age. It's because I played so much gear over the last few years that.
Well, my logic is that's a nitro body. It's dried out to hot hell.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's been beaten up to the nth degree. Somebody's going to look at it and go like, oh, you relicked that. And I'm really like, no, this fucker's from 67. Like,
you need to do it.
I need to do it. It's from 67. Like everything on there is legit. So I just need to really, the only thing I need to know, it has one of those hard plastic neck pickup covers that you put like the actual Telly neck pickup inside of.
Mm-hmm.
So the only thing I need to do is I need to know if I put that cover over a Fralin, is it going to muffle the sound? If so, then can I still use the same pick guard without it? You know what I mean? Because it's obviously wider than a neck pickup. Well, if not, then I'll just get a new pick guard.
Put whatever pick guard on. It's not like it's going to hurt the value of the guitar.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm not. I even thought about not having a pick guard on it and having the open.
Dimebag. If you want to go to solo guitars out of Toronto. They got them. That'd be your Godot dealer. Now carrying Ibanez parts.
But I thought about that too, not having a pick guard on it at all. Could look pretty gnarly.
Oh, no, stop.
I could do it.
Tellys without pickguards are worse than Les Pauls without pickguards.
Oh, that's not true. No.
It's very true.
I think it depends on if the Telly looks like it's had the shit beat out of it. If it looks like it's had the shit beat out of it, not having a pickguard on it makes sense. If you've got like a pristine Telly with no pickguard on it, that doesn't make any sense. No,
even beat the shit, it should have then a black guard on it.
Well, maybe. I'm going to say that's a case.
Arf says, can you estimate how many guitars you've played, including all your demos? And same question to Aaron. How many guitars have you been through before you settled on what you like? Ooh.
How many I played in my life? Thousands.
Yeah. Just based off demos, the last few years, that's 2 a week. Minimum. For years.
So even if you want to say 8 a month, you're talking 96 a year minimum. Just call it 100 a year.
Consistently year after year. Plus what I've owned and buddies have played, brought out whatever, like
NAMM shows, guitar shops you've gone to, friends' houses. I mean, thousands. I have decided we know that
plural thousands, but definitely 1,000. I know that.
I don't
know if I've approached 2,000 guitars yet.
I can say thousands without doubt.
I'm getting there.
I mean, I probably played 1,000 guitars in a year and a half of working at Guitar Center.
I probably played about, I don't know, several hundred pedals.
I'm going to say they've got.
I'm going to say 400 pedals, probably.
I mean, they've probably got 100.
Which I've owned, because I've probably owned 200 pedals at this point in time.
Yeah, but Guitar Center probably has 100 to 200 guitars on the wall at all times, and I've played every guitar in there for years. I mean, that...
Well, see, that's funny you mentioned that. Last week at Long Quaid on the Customer Appreciation Day, like, what started as conversation with one person, then ended up being like 3 people, and by the time the third person came up, he's like, you seem to know, like, every time you point at a guitar, you seem to know about it because you played it. I'm like, I played all these, pretty much. I'm like, I pretty much played all of them. The only difference is if I haven't played it, I played the same model in a different color. As opposed to that exact guitar, but I played.
But going back to the question, I know
I played it.
P90s have always been my thing, and I think that comes back to my first guitar that I learned on and everything was the Gibson Les Paul Special. So from age 12 till 36, that was the guitar that I
stand by my statement regarding Tellys, guys. They're all, what? And then Charles just unsubbed. You put a clear pickguard on if it's got fabric, then it still has pickguard.
Vola does the clear pickguard. Volas are great guitars. That's another. They're great, dude. They're really well built. Oh, of course.
I believe they like putting volutes on guitars.
I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I played an unbelievable one. Probably 3 names ago.
Vola I played was Robert Baker's blue Strat shaped Vola.
Oh yeah, that was a while ago.
That was you don't see them in Canada, so
yeah. No, the last one
kind of
played,
a YouTube guitar company,
Well, they're direct only. They don't do stores anymore. But I mean, all Goto, everything Japanese built, quality's out of this world. Roasted maple necks. Oh yeah, they're beautiful guitars.
I don't need roasted maple necks.
I do like a roasted maple.
Sealed. Well, they stink like maple if you don't seal them.
See, I do not have your schnoz. I don't smell fucking wood at all.
Oh, well, you can't with the roasted maple. That's the only time I smell it.
I've probably got 5 roasted maple necks. I don't smell it at all.
There's going to be a sweet spot on a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, I like.
There you go.
I've found out I like P90s. I like Telly pickups. I mean, I like all the pickups. Every pickup I like.
No, I don't like Fender's wide range humbuckers.
I do not like Fender noiseless pickups. Those suck.
Depends on which ones.
I have never found it. If I was going to get a noiseless pickup, I would go and get like the Greg Cox set. I would do Fishman if I was going to go noiseless. Hell, I would go
the wide range humbuckers that were in those Tellys. I didn't like
the new ones you're saying?
Any of them?
The ones in the 70s are rad.
No, they aren't. They're dark and shitty. They're muffled.
Totally disagree. Hard disagree.
sounds like the tone knob's been knocked all the way back.
I love the wide rangers and
anemic
in the 70s.
Weak and dark.
That's why you got all them boost pedals. Fucking boost it up.
You have to.
Yeah, it sounds great.
They suck.
I love wide range humbuckers, just not the new ones. Although I hear Monty's make some killer.
The new ones are brighter. They're getting there, but they still suck.
You don't like lipstick pickups. I love lipstick pickups.
The problem is they're usually in a shitty guitar, so I'd like to try them in a decent guitar.
Oh man, I love them. Like the old Ibanez Tallmans from the 90s. Oh God, I love those. Those are.
Vox Guitars Rock says, I thought I hated Tellys, then my wife bought me one. Now it's near the top of my list, right? Johnny says, my guitars smell like garlic. All right.
I think if I had to only have one pickup type, though, well, I don't think. I know. If I could only have one pickup type, it'd be P90s, hands down. So take that off the table. If I can't do P90s, I think I would do a Telly set second. That's what I think.
I'm kind of back into humbucker world as my.
I do love humbuckers, but I think I would take Telly second.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't know. It's just not a chug thing. It's just much of a. I don't know.
Dude, humbuckers are awesome. You don't have to explain that. I'm just saying I think I would take Telly.
Yeah, the breakup of a humbucker, I think. I'm in that world. Like AC/DC, early AC, like that low gain.
Oh, yeah. Underwound humbuckers.
Yeah, like Malcolm's Gretsch.
Well, my favorite humbucker of all time is the Lawler Imperial Low Winds. God, those are great.
Marcel says, my Ibanez has the quantum pickups. Yeah, so does mine. I can't really bond with those quantum pickups.
I'll tell you what. I am a big fan of...
I usually like ceramic pickups.
I'm a big fan of Filtertrons, except for whatever dog shit they keep putting in the Gretches. Like, I love the guitars. Those are some of the best bang for the buck guitars out there. I don't like those pickups. Are the new ones better?
About 3 years ago, they got much brighter. That was the problem. They were too dark.
Exactly. They're muddy as hell.
Like my Gretches. You've heard me play my Gretches. They sound great. They're the BT2s, the Broadtron 2s.
Because I love, like, TV Jones Filtertrons are...
Well, yeah, TV Jones, right?
Yeah.
Although I played a couple. Well, no, they were good, but I think I played something that had TV Jones, and it didn't match for the guitar. I can't remember what it was.
I tell you what, I love Jazzmaster pickups. A lot of people don't like Jazzmaster pickups. I love Jazzmaster pickups. Love them. I
used to not like them, but now middle position, they do the thing.
Oh, for sure they do a thing.
Yeah, Michael Kurtz is in shock because I used to not like Jazzmasters, and then
I'm a huge Jay Mascis fan. Though.
I watched this thing where it was Sound Like the Cure. It was like fuck middle position Jazzmaster. I'm like fuck. Now I gotta get that because I'm like that's a sound I can't make out of all this shit. So
the only
Jazzmaster just for the middle position.
The only pickup that has been hit or miss for me in my life are Jaguar pickups. I've had some that are really good, and I've had some that are just no balls at all.
Yep.
They look cool as shit. Don't get me wrong. Like, all Jaguars look cool as shit. I like them with all the chrome and the little switches. They look so cool.
Yeah. I can't really tell because the only time I've really had any time with those pickups was in my bass 6.
Oh, yeah. That's a different ball game, yeah.
Yeah, I can't really say.
But I'm with you, Billy Baloney. Jaguar pickups, of all of them, they're probably the ones I would say are lowest on the totem pole for me.
Yeah.
I'd rather have lipstick or gold foil. Definitely would rather have Filtertrons, humbuckers, P90s, Strat pickups, Telly pickups. Yeah, I mean, if I had to rank them, I would say the Jags are probably at the bottom, and they're also.
I want my single coils to be as low wind, weak as possible, to make them nice and glassy. And then
the only problem,
I kind of like the edgier, higher wind stuff, getting up into the 15K territory.
I think a lot of it depends on
they're edgy. Well, that said, I do want a stock Les Paul standard with, a 7.5K PAF style pickup in it.
Yeah, but a lot of that all depends on what are you running it through, what amp, what pedals, all of that stuff. It's all an ecosystem.
It has to work with my rig. That's the guitar's problem, because my rig is designed to work with a shit ton of different guitars. As people know, if you tune in on a Monday, I play a wide variety of guitars through my rig, and they always sound good. So if your guitar doesn't sound good through my rig, that's the guitar's fault. Yeah, 60 cycle. Come on, Mike.
Well, yeah, it's 50 if you're over
in Europe.
Yeah. What amps are you still using? The Marshall and the Blues Deluxe?
Yep.
How's that Marshall hold up for you? Pretty good?
Fine. Yeah. I'd like to replace the Blues Deluxe with a Princeton just so I can push them more equal, because that's only a 20 watt and that's 40.
Yeah.
So that would be. It's not the Ronald McDonald guitar, Eddie. Eddie, wow, you're just all over it tonight. You mean?
I never asked you. Did you pay off the Explorer?
Years ago.
I thought so. How's that hanging? You still playing that?
Oh yeah. That has some of the hottest pickups, possibly the hottest pickups I own. Like hotter than my Wolfgang pickups.
Like too hot?
I had to lower the pickup 7 winds on the screw, Aaron.
That's pretty hot. Well, how high were they to begin with?
Clean channel to the Blues Deluxe, and it distorted, Aaron. That amp doesn't distort on the clean channel.
Yeah, no.
I was doing a video call with Trev, and he's like, "What pedal do you have on?" I looked down, I said, "None." He went, "Whoa." I'm like, "I know." It's like, damn.
What's in there? Dirty Fingers?
No, it's a 498 in the neck and a 500T in the bridge.
Huh.
There's supposed to be about a 15K ceramic pickup. That's 17K easy, because my Wolfgang doesn't behave like the Explorer does, and the paint is so freaking thin. Even just wearing t-shirts, it's getting worming. It's like,
yeah, they do thin nitro on there.
Yeah. Does anyone use the ones wrapped by Dylan Does Tone? I know of him, but there's probably several people in the chat that have Dylan pickups. I haven't tried them myself. I got into doing my own pickups a few years ago, and that's the only aftermarket pickups I've played with, really. And we don't do those anymore. But they're amazing pickups when you could get them. Just saying. There's a few people that have them. The Dirty Finger, I think, is an Alnico, though, Terry. I don't think they're ceramic pickups. The 500 and the 498 are ceramic. Which I don't mind, because I generally like a ceramic pickup because they're much hotter. But I don't bond with the Quantum pickups in my Ibanez.
Wait a minute, what Ibanez do you have?
On RG last year.
I am blanking on what that looks like.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Shit, I almost thought that was a fever dream. You do have an Ibanez. And I left a comment.
Headstock, that's why.
And I left you a comment saying, holy shit, he has an Ibanez.
Ironically, I demoed this guitar 5 years ago.
Yeah, I can't believe you own an Ibanez.
Hardtail.
Yeah, no Das Vigel sticking.
Yeah.
What is it? How thick's the neck? Is it thin and flat?
Oh, it's a Wizard neck. Wizard 3. Yeah.
I can't believe that your hands hold up with that.
Oh, no, it's fine, because I can wrap my thumb around big time. Yeah, but I just I'm bonding with it less each time I play it, so I'm gonna see if a buddy wants it, but I don't think he's gonna buy it. He put in an op. He says, "Oh, if you ever decide to get rid of it, I'll buy it." I'm like, "Really, dude? You have twins due in less than a month."
Yeah, you ain't buying shit. You're buying diapers and formula,
right?
Take them from somebody that has twins,
right? Yeah, and a 6-year-old already, Aaron. So yeah, but it was all right. The price was right, and because I got it last year on Black Friday, I want to say, because I got this in the Waza Dimension C.
Yeah, I remember. Now I remember. Like I said, I left a comment on the video saying, like, holy shit, Ben has an Ibanez. Like, did not see. I could have had 100 guesses, and I wouldn't have guessed that was the guitar that you got.
Ibanez this is over the years.
Ibanez. My favorites are the Tallmans, but I've told you that is my favorite body shape of any guitar.
Actually, my favorite Ibanez was the Jet King I had. I want to get another Jet King at some point. P90s.
I had 2 mid-90 Tallmans. One made in Japan, one made in Korea. Now, Terry, you say Richwood traded away in 3 to 5 months, anyways, but he hasn't traded any gear in years, like literally years. Once he settled into his rig. He stopped buying gear years ago. Well, no, he still dabbles in amps on occasion. Yeah, I mean, I miss those Ibanez Tallmans that I had because I had a green one with lipstick pickups that had like a green flame top, and then I had one that was like a super dark green that was awesome. That had.
You forget, Aaron. I do have a thing for.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I guess I just never. Even though
play them much, though.
That's what I was going to say. Even though they're shred guitars, you're not a shred player, so I never think of them that way. But
no, I still play this. I play this mostly like a Strat or a Tyler because I can do all 3 pickups at once, and it kind of does it without all the mid boost. So, Miguel,
because in the shred realm, you have an Ibanez, a Kramer, an EVH.
Yep.
Do you have another one that I'm thinking of? Yeah, you've got the one that you put back together that was sent to you. What was the one that was sent to you that I laughed my ass off?
That was a Kramer Beretta Special.
Another Kramer, yeah.
Yes. Who was it that said that? Miguel says a lot of people replace the Quantum pickups with DiMarzios, like the Tone Zone and Aaron Norton. That's what's in this. And these are the best sounding pickups. Like, I don't like natural finish guitars, but as soon as I plug this in, I couldn't get rid of it because this thing is my best sounding guitar.
See, I love the look of that guitar. I hate the look of that headstock.
Really?
Oh, no, wait. No, that's not the one with the tuna can fish opener. That one's, I like that one. The Music Man headstock I like. I don't like the EVH ones that have the little tuna.
And, of course, hardtail.
My only problem is with the EVH headstock, not that one.
Yeah, I have all the guitars that would normally have wiggle sticks, but they're all hardtails. Like, hardtail. My Wolfgang, hardtail.
I thought about getting an EVH, but I was going to get one of the new Wolf ones, the like 335 looking one with that headstock, because I like that headstock. I like that headstock.
It's actually more like a Starcaster because it's offset.
Yeah, I love it. I love the look of it. And I love the headstock.
Yeah.
See, is that one? What's the headstock on that? Boosh. Yeah, that's the headstock I don't like.
Well, it's basically a Strat headstock where they just cut the ball end off.
I keep wanting to get like a fucking, like I go back to my youth when we used to have the juice that was in like the can and you'd, put the little triangle hole in it and then pour it into your cup.
What I love though is hardtail, locking nut. Hardtail, locking nut. Why? Because it's cheaper than reprogramming the CNC machine to cut the nut slot.
Yeah. I'll tell you what though, the finish on that guitar is beautiful.
Oh, it is. And it's mint for... there's no worming.
You know what? That finish is very similar to my first Chapman. My favorite.
It's a Milliburst.
Hold that up. Hold that. Keep that there. Hold on. Because that is damn similar. Ugh. All right. Let's see. I think this and that are. Mine's a little redder.
Oh, way right. Yeah, this transitions to black. It's like a tobacco burst.
Yeah, this is redder.
Look, I have all the flamage.
Yeah.
These were the ones that they made in Japan for a little over a year, and we're losing money on them, basically. So they stopped the brief made in Japan Wolfgang specials. They basically, just like 2011 and into 2012, these were made.
Yeah, I do like the color of that a lot. And I like that they went with the zebra pickups.
I hate zebra pickups.
I know, but they work on that guitar.
And same, they work on the natural, too.
Yeah. I normally prefer covered humbuckers.
Yeah, this one's got the flamage on the neck too. Ooh yeah. Boosh. And bird's eye which you can't see because of the mung factor, but they're supposed to be mungy.
Yeah.
both of those, the Ernie Ball and the Wolfgang, are going on the bench this week because part of the heat wave and lack of AC, I'm going to be down here working on guitars each day, Aaron.
Oh, you might as well.
Right? So, expect to see a bunch of setup videos coming out over the next few Thursdays, folks. Which will always be fun. Well, we're going to go a few more minutes here, folks, and then we'll wrap things up because Aaron does have work in the morning.
Yeah, don't remind me.
I know.
Fuck, that's going to suck.
Right?
That warehouse is going to be hotter than the devil's dick.
I know the feeling.
Now, the only plus is that I don't spend the entire day in the warehouse because I'm at my desk a lot of it, but anything that I have to investigate is in the warehouse.
Nice. It's good to see Miguel pop in. Thank you again, Terry, for Aaron's socials. You can check out the Albus Band YouTube channel or Instagrams.
Yes, much appreciated.
Ronnie loves these types of conversations. Well, that's how Aaron and I bonded because we're both gear junkies in that respect. And tone change.
Eddie, I am 100% on board with your suggestion right there.
Right? It's just that easy. Yeah, if you haven't already, definitely check out Aaron's stuff. It's mostly band stuff. That's pretty much all band stuff. Who are we kidding? But it's good band stuff.
Yep. Yeah, it's been crazy trying to figure out. So, like, obviously we've been playing some shows, but then there's been, like, I had to turn down a show because kids' birthday, you know. So it's like it's a little more difficult when you're trying to be a dad and work and do stuff as you get older. Now, it wasn't the end of the world. You know, it was a local show, so it didn't, like, gut me or anything. But it was like, oh, well. Mm-hmm. And it's one thing, like, we played that festival, and I had the kids. But I was in the middle of having the kids for, I don't know, like 5 or 6 days or whatever. And it was,
right.
I literally drove there, played. Well, you know, I fucking FaceTimed you.
Yeah, we were FaceTiming while you went there, yeah.
So it's like, I showed up, played the fest, and left. And that was fine, but, like, it gets harder to pull off when you've got other responsibilities.
Yep.
And the kids will win every time.
As they should.
Absolutely. But yeah, no, the other thing is we got to set up. We know we're going to do 3 songs because I think we have 5 or 6 new songs that aren't recorded. And we've been playing out. I think 4 of them we've been playing out now. So we could record all 4 of them, but I'd like to take and do 3 and 3. That was my thought process, was let's record the 2 that we've been playing the longest, and then the third one has been being played the second longest. Record those 3, and I think we're going to do this one where I was telling Eddie, I was like, why don't we just isolate all the amps and then record it live, and then I can go back. You know, anybody needs to go back, get the drums that way. Like, I mean, I guess it's really no different than the other way, you know, playing with scratch tracks. The difference
is you're just keeping the scratch tracks that you're playing alongside the drums, essentially.
Exactly. The difference is if you're happy with your performance, you don't have to go back and record. You know what I mean? If it turns out that you're like, all right, great, we got the drum take, but I don't like the bass take at all, you can re-record the bass take from start to finish then.
Sure. Yeah, especially if you're ISO'd. You may have a touch of bleed, but the only time it's not going to sync up is if there is a flub. The bleed will have the flub. The main signal won't have the flub.
Yeah. Well, and the nice thing about the way, if you remember the way that Eddie's is set up, is it's different stories of the house. So it's like you can put the guitar in the middle room, bass in a different room, drums are obviously
if you have it going through headphones where you can hear it monitored anyways, it doesn't matter where the amps are.
Exactly.
You did make it, Chris. Yay!
So that's what I'd like to do. Just set up a weekend, get in there, and don't worry about a click track. Just we're tight enough, and we've been playing together long enough. It's like,
you guys play a song for years before you record it. Of course, it's going to be fucking tight. Jesus Christ.
Typically before we record them, live we play them, you know, all the time.
You played a song that's like, if there was a drawback to playing with Aaron, he's going to play a song to death before it ever sees it live because it's just down to perfectness. And it's not like they're all meticulous like Rush. It's just everything is a completed portrait at that point.
Well, yeah, I mean,
he's got his lyrics, he's got everything. And
the big thing is,
plus, you guys get together every week and rehearse, so it's like you got to play something.
Yep,
there is that too. So,
if I won the lottery, we could just spend all of our time writing and recording. That would be fucking rad.
And touring, because you could have the kids with you with the tutor.
Well, and the nice, and I'd be able to just go, okay, we're going for 10 days, come back, do my dad thing, go for 10 days, come back, do my dad thing. We could totally do that. That would be rad. Hey, if everyone wants to say a prayer for me winning the lottery, I'll take that.
Yeah, he won't complain. So let you guys know I'll be back tomorrow night with Canucks with guitars, live Q&A, plus I'll be playing some music. I don't know if I'll play that Telly or not, because I might be playing a guitar that's been freshly restrung. Yay! We got demos coming out this week. What do we got? There's an Ibanez. Ooh, and a limited edition Lester Pulphus. That's right.
No, nice.
Yeah, I like limited edition Lester Pulphuses.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Wine red finish. That's basically the only thing it was.
Mark Taft, it's great seeing your icon again.
It's great reading you, Mark.
All of you. Thank you so much. Always have a good time communicating, shooting the shit with you guys.
We got Charles Green coming up next Sunday. And then the Sunday after that, I have my sister coming out for her birthday hang. So that'll be fun.
That'll be perfect.
And so on that note, Aaron's still Aaron. I'm still me. Y'all are still y'all. And it's been great hanging out. Hold those doors open. Let Matt McCollum in ahead of you and track. The guy's got to commute. That's like 14 hours each way or something. I don't know how.
Say what?
You do have to work, Ed. I know. That sucks. But you can always catch the replay. That's for sure. So be good to each other. Happy tone chasing, because Doug's wife is real. Oh, fuck, I know. Oh, boy. Yeah, and of course, don't litter.